Now that the new rules in Grand Archives are live, the way we start the game has changed. It's no longer one player brings out a spirit, then the other player has to starts their turn, brings out their spirit, goes about their turn. Now we both bring out our spirits. Both you and your opponent are supposed to bring out your spirits. However, that has brought something to my attention where with something like Asha Diana, for example, where you want to play kind of a hybrid strategy where you can play both spirits. You can play a Serene Water for more aggressive matches, and then you can play the Fragmented Spirit for the longer games, for decks like Arisana, for example, Xander perhaps. So now that you're playing with the new rules, going blind, if you don't know the opponent's deck list, what they're playing, you're supposed to bring out your spirits at the same time. That means if you're going against an aggro deck, you have to, it's a 50-50 chance of you bringing this out or this out, because you don't know what the opponent's playing. Let's say you're going up against Fire Xander aggro, for example, and you're like, okay, but you don't know that. Let's say you bring this one out because you expect a longer match, but now you go against aggro. What are you supposed to do? You know, you're at a tactical disadvantage now that you cannot know what the opponent is playing, and you have to bring out your spirit at the same time. At least in game one. Obviously, game 2, game 3, you know what the opponent's playing, you can prepare. But game 1 will be a bit more decided by this fact, by the choice you make at the beginning of the game, which is a new consideration for us in the game. I won't lie, this is a new consideration for us in the game. It's interesting, and I'm curious to see how it's going to go. I think players are going to have to decide by default, am I safer if I play something like this, no matter the matchup? Then yes, you would play Serene by default, for example. And once you go to game 2, you realize, oh, the opponent's playing something slower, like Arisana, you just swap it out and play this instead. But I think to be safe, it might be better to just go ahead with the Serene Spirit, for example, and something like Asha Diana again, and playing it safe that way. Let's see. I'm curious to see what the pros are going to be talking about this, because it's a interesting interaction / scenario you have to consider now in new decks, in the new format. So yeah, let's see.